Imagine getting locked inside a prison so secret nobody even knows where in the world it actually is. Everywhere you look, there's death, brutal guards, and only one chance to survive. Welcome to Rafsat Court, and trust me, today's survival story is going to keep you glued to the screen until the very end. The story begins inside a high-security prison in Colorado, where a man named Ray Breslin is locked up. One day, another inmate warns him to stay away from a prisoner named Jax, because Jax is planning to attack him. And the very next day, Jax makes his move exactly as planned. But he's no match for Ray. The fight turns brutal fast, and in the end, Ray takes him down. But because of the fight, the prison guards punish Ray by throwing him into a separate isolation cell. Ray slowly starts realizing something is seriously wrong inside his prison. This part of the facility is where the most dangerous inmates are locked down 24 hours a day. The new cell doesn't even have a window, just a steel toilet in the corner. On top of that, surveillance cameras monitor him around the clock. Almost immediately, Ray starts thinking about escape. As he studies the layout of the prison, he notices there's a garage located nearby. Security around that section seems lighter too, so over the next few days, he quietly watches every guard, every routine, every movement. With each passing day, Ray keeps building his escape plan piece by piece. Then he notices something important. Every single day, the guards disappear for exactly 7 minutes to go smoke cigarettes, and that's when Ray realizes those 7 minutes might be the only shot he has at freedom. Now all Ray needs is the access code for his cell door. To get it, he peels the plastic layer off a milk container from his food tray and secretly presses it against the keypad screen. Before long, he manages to figure out the passcode, and arranging the numbers in the right order isn't difficult after that. At the same time, he secretly gets word out to his team on the outside. The day he escapes, at exactly 4 o'clock, they need to create an explosion near the garage beside the prison. Ray makes every move carefully, making sure nobody suspects a thing. Finally, the day arrives. Ray enters the code and slips out of his cell. He moves through the pipe maintenance tunnels and makes his way toward the garage. Right on cue, his team detonates the explosion outside, instantly throwing the entire prison into chaos. Fire trucks rush to the scene, and during the confusion, Ray secretly hangs underneath one of the fire department vehicles and escapes. The entire place is drowning in panic, and Ray uses every second of it to stay ahead. Someone later picks him up, but they eventually dump him on an empty road. Not long after that, the police catch him, but before they can take him away, a man named Lester suddenly shows up and orders the officers to release Ray. After that, Lester takes Ray to speak with a prison official, and that's when the truth finally comes out. Ray isn't a criminal at all. He's actually the owner of a private security company, and the moment the truth is revealed, the entire story takes a sharp turn. Ray's company tests prison security systems all over the world. He intentionally goes undercover as an inmate so prison wardens can identify weaknesses and improve their facilities. He's escaped from so many prisons by now that people have started saying the same thing everywhere. If Ray Breslin wants out of a prison, he's getting out. His name slowly becomes legendary among people who believe impossible jobs can still be done. 5 months later, Ray finally returns to his office, where he casually beats the world's easiest game and jokes around with his friends. After that, his partner Lester introduces him to a woman named Jessica. She wants Ray to inspect the most secretive and heavily secured prison ever built, but there's one condition. Neither Ray nor his team can know where the prison is actually located. This new mission puts Ray in front of a challenge far more dangerous than anything he's faced before. Jessica is willing to pay millions of dollars for the job. Even so, something about the deal doesn't sit right with Ray. But after Lester pushes him a little, he finally agrees. Soon after, they give Ray a new terrorist identity to use for the operation, and just like that, Ray steps into a game where one small mistake could change his entire life forever. Before entering the prison, they even attach a tracking device to Ray's arm, but not long after that, someone kidnaps him and knocks him unconscious, and while he's out cold, they surgically remove the tracker from his arm. That way, there's no possible way for him to figure out where this prison is located. Ray is now trapped inside a place that feels almost impossible to escape from. When he finally wakes up, he realizes he's locked inside a glass-holding cell, surrounded by dozens of inmates. Soon after, he comes face to face with the prison warden, Hobbs, but Ray had originally been told the warden's name would be Marsh. Right away, he knows something isn't right, so he uses a secret code phrase meant for emergency extraction situations, but Hobbs completely ignores him and sends him deeper into the prison anyway. Now Ray knows for sure something much bigger is hiding behind this mission. Meanwhile, outside the prison, Lester and Hush are desperately trying to figure out where Ray has been taken. Inside the facility, Ray notices every guard wears the exact same uniform and mask, and whenever they feel like it, they brutally beat inmates without warning. Later, a prisoner named Email approaches Ray and tells him he never committed any crime. He was brought here because powerful people want information from him. That's when Ray realizes something terrifying. There are no real criminals in this prison. The truth behind this mysterious facility is finally starting to reveal itself piece by piece. This prison isn't meant for justice at all. Wealthy people secretly send their enemies here just to torture them. Ray now needs access to the section where the most violent inmates are held, so he intentionally starts a fight with Emil according to his plan. Eventually, both of them are locked inside special punishment cells that feel more like torture chambers than prison cells. The atmosphere inside that room is so brutal, it feels impossible to survive in there for long. The temperature inside is unbearably high, far beyond what any normal person could handle. The blinding lights overhead make them dizzy within minutes, while the warden watches everything through surveillance cameras and enjoys every second of it. The next day, a doctor named Kylie comes to examine them. She seems to feel a little sympathy for Ray, but when he asks her where the prison is located, she refuses to answer. Eventually, both Ray and Emil are released from the punishment cells. Ray keeps trying to understand every hidden secret inside this prison. Then Ray notices something important. The floor inside the cell isn't made from aluminum, it's steel. So he tells Emil to steal some kind of metal strip that can help loosen the bolts underneath the floor. Around the same time, Hobbs brings Emil in again and pressures him for information about his boss, but Emil refuses to say a single word. That's when the guards force a water hose into his mouth and brutally torture him. Things are becoming more dangerous with every passing moment, but neither of them is willing to give up. During all of this, Emil successfully manages to steal a small piece of metal. Later, he asks Ray about the escape plan, and Ray explains that, based on his calculations, this entire facility is built underground. Even if they manage to get beneath the floor, they'll still need to find a way upward and somehow reach the surface. Ray is carefully studying every little detail, building an escape route piece by piece. After hearing all this, Emil becomes convinced that Ray is the only man capable of getting them out alive. Following the plan, they start another fight and get sent back into the punishment cells. Once inside, Ray secretly begins loosening the bolts beneath the floor while staying hidden from the surveillance cameras. As soon as one bolt comes loose, he signals Emil to distract the guards. Emil immediately starts screaming, pulling everyone's attention toward him, and in that exact moment, Ray covers the security camera using a piece of paper. The entire escape plan is moving fast now, and one small mistake could destroy everything. Ray finally slips beneath the floor, but suddenly, he accidentally breaks a pipe, sending water flooding everywhere. Eventually, when he manages to climb higher, he discovers the horrifying truth. This prison isn't underground at all. It's built inside a massive cargo ship, floating in the middle of the ocean. And back inside the prison, the flooding water is spreading fast through the lower levels. The moment Ray sees the truth with his own eyes, he finally understands. He's trapped inside the most dangerous prison in the world. Ray immediately rushes back to his cell. Meanwhile, outside the prison, Abigail and Hush finally speak with Lester about Ray, but then they discover something alarming. The check Ray received for the mission has bounced, and Jessica has completely disappeared without a trace. That's when they start pressuring Lester to help find Ray. Slowly, everyone begins realizing that Ray has walked straight into a massive conspiracy, but Lester keeps telling them to let Ray handle the job himself. The moment they leave, Lester secretly calls the prison warden and orders him to keep Ray locked up there forever, and that's when the truth finally comes out. Lester wants complete control of the company for himself. He set up the entire fake deal just to get Ray permanently trapped inside the prison. Meanwhile, Abigail and Hush refuse to give up. Hush eventually uncovers information about an illegal black site prison where wealthy people secretly send their enemies, but nobody knows where the facility is actually located. The moment Lester's betrayal is exposed, the biggest secret in the entire story finally comes to light. Back inside the prison, Ray and Emil now need to figure out where in the world they are. Ray tries asking Dr. Kylie for help, but she still refuses to cooperate. So instead, Ray steals a mattress and improvises a device similar to a sextant that can calculate location points. Now Ray is determined to uncover the true location of this mysterious prison, no matter what. To use the device properly, Ray needs access to the upper levels of the ship, so he asks another inmate named Javid for help. Later, Javid approaches the warden and pretends he's willing to become an informant. In exchange, he requests permission to pray out in the open air instead of inside his cell. Javid is now risking his own life to help Ray. The warden agrees without suspecting anything. Later, Javid secretly uses the device to gather location coordinates from the ship. After running the calculations, Ray finally figures it out. They're somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean near Morocco. Then Emil tells Ray that he has a friend living in Morocco. If they can somehow send him a message, he'll come with a team to rescue them. For the first time, Ray and the others finally see a real chance of escaping alive. Later, Ray meets with Dr. Kylie again, and this time, he finally convinces her to help. That night, she secretly emails Emil's friend and sends the exact location of the prison ship. Eventually, the day of the escape arrives. Javed feeds the warden false information and claims a massive fight is about to break out in cell block A. The moment the warden hears that, he sends melee every guard to the block, leaving only 2 guards behind near the punishment cells. Seeing the opportunity, Ray starts a fight on purpose. Within seconds, inmates everywhere begin attacking each other. The entire prison erupts into chaos, and that chaos becomes their only path to freedom. At that moment, Ray, Emil, and Javed rush toward the upper levels of the ship, but the warden immediately puts the entire prison on lockdown. Before the 3 of them can reach the top, every door seals shut, forcing them to turn back. In 1 second, all their hard work comes to a stop, but nobody is ready to quit yet. At the same time, Emil's friend arrives nearby with a rescue team and a helicopter. But inside the prison, a massive gunfight has already broken out between the guards and the inmates. During the chaos, Javed gets shot in the stomach. Realizing they're running out of time, Ray quickly comes up with another plan. He decides to reach the control room and shut down the ship's power system. If he can do that, the upper security doors might reopen. Before leaving, he tells Emil to stay with Javed and keep him alive. The situation has now become so deadly that every step feels like walking straight toward death. A little later, Javed tells Emil to keep moving without him because he already knows he isn't going to survive much longer. longer. Emil has no choice but to leave him behind and continue escaping. Soon after, the guards execute Javed. But during all of this, Ray successfully cuts power to the ship. Javed's sacrifice finally opens the path for Ray and Emil to escape. Meanwhile, Emil finally reaches the top deck of the ship. He sprints toward his friend's helicopter, but the prison guards immediately open fire on them. Still, nobody backs down. They fight back while desperately waiting for Ray to make it out alive. At that moment, everyone is risking their lives for one thing only, hoping Ray escapes. But Ray gets trapped inside a flooded water tank deep within the ship. Guards are searching every level, so he forces open a hatch and jumps straight into the ocean. Just then, Emil spots Ray struggling in the water from the helicopter above. Without wasting a second, he throws down a rescue ladder. Ray grabs onto it and starts climbing upward. While hanging from the ladder, he unloads bullets into the massive fuel tanks on the prison ship. Seconds later, the entire ship explodes. The warden and his guards are killed instantly in the blast. In a single moment, the world's most dangerous prison disappears into fire and explosions. Eventually, Emil and Ray safely reach the shores of Morocco. A vehicle arrives to pick them up, and then Jessica suddenly steps out. The moment Ray sees her, he's stunned. She's the same woman who sent him into the prison. Then Emil reveals the truth. Jessica is actually his daughter. Ray is completely shocked. All this time, he believed Emil was only talking about his boss. Instead, Emil had been hiding his true identity the entire time to protect her. Now, Ray finally understands that the truth behind this entire operation is far bigger than he ever imagined. Emil hid his identity because he knew his enemies would kill his daughter if they ever found out who she really was. Later, Ray learns that Jessica arranged the entire mission because she wanted to rescue her father from the prison. In the end, she finally reveals Lester's betrayal and explains how he secretly teamed up with the prison warden. Now, for the first time, Ray finally understands the real reason behind the entire mission. Soon after, Ray reunites with Abigail and Hush. That's when he discovers the final piece of the conspiracy. Lester had been offered a deal. If Ray failed to escape the prison, Lester would become the new CEO of the facility. But the moment Lester finds out Ray survived and escaped, panic completely takes over. He hurriedly packs his things and tries to disappear before anyone can catch him. Lester is now trapped inside the very same kind of game he created for someone else, and there's no way out anymore. Later, Hush ambushes Lester inside a moving vehicle. When Lester finally wakes up, he realizes he's still trapped inside the car, but what he doesn't know is far worse. The car is sitting inside a massive cargo ship filled with thousands of shipping containers, and nobody knows where that ship is heading. Now Lester's fate has begun, the same dark journey, one that he may never come back from. If you want more intense, mind-blowing stories like this, make sure you subscribe to Rafsat right now, because even more dangerous stories are coming next. And trust me, what happens in the next story is something you probably haven't even seen in movies before.